Welcome to today's Everton News Daily. It is Wednesday, the 25th of May, 2016. It's a little bit quiet today. Not much going on the transfer rumours front. I think that might be because the newspapers have caught on that we haven't actually got a manager, and no one is even trying to bother look for players when they're trying to get a manager. So straight on to that. All the talk today is about disappointments. Unai Emery, my top target, someone who's come out in the last couple of days as a bit of a target from reports in Spain anyway. His presence at Sevilla said he's going nowhere, which is obviously very bad news for us. Now, listen, a lot of people have took that as absolute gospel, but unless I hear it from his mouth, then we'll wait and see on that one. Listen, money's a great motivator. Money's a great factor, and just because the president says he's going nowhere doesn't make it so. But we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, it is a bit of a blow to us at the moment. The other one is Ronald Koeman, who, if you listen to the newspapers and reports in the media, is set to sign a new 2-year deal at Southampton. A large deal that will give him a couple of extra years in at the club and maybe propel him onto someone like Arsenal when that's finished, if he does well. Again, it's newspaper rumours. He's also just ended with his agent as well, who's the same agent as Frank de Boer. I don't know what that means, but, you know, who knows? All I know that he's sitting on a nice beach in St. Bart's. So no one's talking to him directly at the club at the moment anyway. If they're doing it, they're doing it through his agent. But it's a little bit doom and gloom today, because on the flip side, David Moyes' name becomes louder and louder, and people like Phil Neville and people like Andy Gray are going on radio shows or whatever, and are speaking highly of him, to the dismay of Everton fans. Because I think most Everton fans will probably will be thinking, they've been wheeled out on purpose. They've been wheeled out to convince a few fans. We know that there's some Everton fans are a little bit suggestive to ideas put out there. People like Andy Gray, who we've been told before are club friendly. People like Phil Neville, who's obviously an ex-captain, who obviously won't have a word said about Everton and the people who run Everton. So from that point of view, people are starting to get worried and think, is his name being put out there by people in the media to make it almost accepted that he could become an Everton manager? I'm not so sure. I don't think the club is stupid. I think they're aware that most people do not want David Moyes back. And listen, for me, it's not because of how he left or the things that he tried to do after leave or even the things he said. For me, it's simply because I sat there after 2012 semi-final against Liverpool, and at the final whistle, I knew that we were never going to win anything with David Moyes. I knew that day was the best opportunity that I'd ever seen for Everton to get to a cup final against a poor Liverpool side, and we choked. He choked and we choked, and that was David Moyes' teams pretty much. When the going got tough against the big teams, they went missing, and he went missing. So from that point of view, I don't want him back. And another point of view is if it wasn't David Moyes, if it wasn't an ex-Everton manager, if someone said to you, right, this guy has just been sacked in the last 2 jobs, do you want him as your manager? You're going to say no. Your first reaction is no. So from that point of view, another name has been getting loud, and I think is now favourite with the bookies is Pellegrino, who's just. He's just someone I don't want personally, because I don't think he did a good job at Manchester City. Yes, he won them the league, but anyone should be able to win the league at Man City with the money they've got. So I'm not convinced with him, and I think it will take someone younger, because I think there's going to be a lot of work that's going to need to be done at Everton with ins and outs this summer, not just this summer but next summer, and bringing youth through as well. So he's not one for me. Obviously, Frank de Boer, Baz was telling you yesterday, Frank de Boer has clearly made himself very available. through his brother, to the point where he basically said he'll take the Everton job. He'll take the Everton job, and if he doesn't get the Everton job, he will happily take a year off. So that's encouraging. That I don't know what's going on with that. You know, by the sounds of it, they are interviewing this week. Different people that we are being told have been contacted. The likes of Alan Stubbs, obviously David Moyes, Unsworth apparently is being interviewed as well. That for me is just part of the process. That is just part of the overall process to get ideas, a feel for what's going on out there, and maybe just someone to impress them, someone to come out of left field and impress them, and have ideas that they never thought, never considered or thought about before. But for me, I still want a big name. I want a big hitter. Next season is going to be probably the best lineup of Premier League managers ever. So for me, they have got to go out and get the best man possible. So we'll wait and see who that is. As I say, I think that it's an ongoing process. It is an ongoing process, and we'll wait and see what happens. I'm not panicking yet. Maybe this time next week I'll start panicking, but from that point of view, there's not much else going on, which is fair enough because we haven't got a manager, so we shouldn't be rumoured with players. So let's hope something happens in the next few days. Let's hope we've got more news to bring you on the managerial front, and then obviously on the fact of bringing in players. Thanks for watching the video. I'm sorry, Facebook Live viewers, it wasn't so good for yous. It's the rain, it's disrupting me signals. Sorry about that, but it will catch us on YouTube. The whole video will be on YouTube, so go and watch the video on YouTube as well, where most of these will be watching anyway. And thanks for watching Toffee TV. We're here every weekday covering all the news. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.